This is a shot of the inside of the gasifier. Here we have the double wall. When we put in our wood in the first place, the wood is wet, and the first phase is the drying phase. So as the wood dries off here, the steam rises with convection, and the water is captured in this outside channel here with the cooling pipes for condensation, and the water all runs down, collects in the gutter here. Our next zone down will be run about here. When the wood starts to get drier, it's going to pick up temperature and get to around 200 to 300 degrees. When the wood reaches 200 to 300 degrees, the wood will start to pyrolyze, and this pyrolysis gas is the gas that mainly gets sucked down through the charcoal zone. A little further down we have some air nozzles. As soon as you introduce air into this pyrolysis gas, you start to make a flammable mix, and this will be the combustion zone. And quickly after the wood starts to combust, it will start to enter into the reduction zone, where the charcoal is then broken up and becomes smaller and smaller pieces. Below this initial bed of charcoal, there's quite a bit of charcoal underneath still. From here down to the bottom, probably about 200 before I hit the grid. See a coupling here between the gasifier and the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger is a double vessel, so the gas inside the pipe will then enter into the heat exchanger and being cooled down by the incoming air, which goes around the outside of the incoming pipe. So as these two pipes, one inside the other, exchanges heat, and then the vessels, one inside each other, exchanging the heat, the cold air is drawn in through the outside vessel and then through the outside of the pipe into the gasifier through those nozzles, and then it should be pretty hot by the time it gets there, and the outgoing gas is busy cooling down from the heat exchanger. It enters into the cooling rails, goes around the cooling rail, all the way around the cooling rail and back up to the front, comes out of the cooling rail and then enters into the straw box, which is basically just filled with some lucerne and some glass fiber matting. And as soon as the gas gets through the heat exchanger, it goes down these pipes all the way back down to the bottom side rails. This is into a manifold over here, and then into these rails all the way to the front of the engine, where we have another cooling rail. This cooling rail might be a little bit excessive, but the colder the gas is, the better your volumetric efficiency will be for your engine. So we have a port over here that we can open up and attach a fan to, so we could manually draw the gas through the system before we start up the engine to make sure we've got good quality gas. We don't want to foul up our engine or unnecessarily strain batteries to try and start an engine with weak gas. So I guess that's the rundown. Hope you enjoyed.